What happens behind the scenes when you talk to an AI? Have you ever wondered what really happens behind the scenes when you send a message to an AI like ChatGPT? You type a question, hit enter, and boom, a perfectly written answer appears. But what kind of sorcery is that? Well, it turns out it's not magic. It's a mind-blowing combination of code, computation, and coordination. Let's break it down. Your message travels at the speed of light. The moment you hit send, your message is transmitted through the internet to a powerful network of servers, often located in massive data centers around the world. These places look like futuristic bunkers, filled with racks of blinking lights and thousands of GPUs. Think of it as your question being shot through a digital highway into the brain of the machine. Pre-processing. Your text gets cleaned and parsed. Once your message reaches the AI server, it goes through pre-processing. This step ensures the input is clean, consistent, and structured. Misspellings are corrected, unnecessary symbols are filtered out, and the message is broken down into something the AI can actually understand, called tokens. These tokens represent pieces of words or entire words, depending on the complexity. Natural language understanding, the AI deciphers your intent. This is where the real magic begins. Using natural language processing, NLP, the AI breaks down the grammatical structure of your question, analyzes sentence components, and tries to figure out what you're really asking. It doesn't just look at the words, it looks at the context, your phrasing, and even your punctuation. It asks itself, is this a question, a command, or just a weird statement? Context. You're not alone in the chat room. Believe it or not, you're not chatting with a dedicated AI. Everyone is accessing the same brain. But it feels personal, because each user session generates a unique context window. The AI temporarily remembers what was said earlier in the conversation, using a technique called attention mechanism to stay coherent. This context is stored only during the session and wiped when the chat ends. The AI generates a response, word by word. Once it understands your intent, the AI begins to generate a response, literally predicting one word at a time based on probabilities. It uses a model with billions of parameters, trained on massive datasets that include books, articles, websites, and more. It doesn't retrieve a stored answer. It creates one on the fly, designed to sound natural and informative. The infrastructure behind it all: data centers, GPUs, and energy. To make all of this happen in seconds, AI platforms rely on colossal data centers powered by high-end GPUs. Each model request requires intense computation. And when millions of people interact with AI at once, it becomes a true symphony of processing power. This is also why latency matters. Laggy answers often mean high traffic or heavy load on the servers. Safety layers and moderation. Before the response reaches you, it passes through safety filters. These are designed to catch potentially harmful or inappropriate content based on complex guidelines and moderation tools. Some platforms use a second AI model that acts like a virtual guardrail, evaluating whether the response is safe and respectful. The reply travels back to you in milliseconds. Once cleared, the final output is sent back through the internet to your device. All of this, from sending your question to receiving an answer, typically happens in under 2 seconds. That's faster than it takes you to blink twice. Your chat helps improve future responses. Most AI platforms use anonymized interactions to improve the model. Your chat might be used to fine-tune the system or evaluate its performance. It's like a giant feedback loop that helps the AI learn what users want and what to avoid. The illusion of conversation. Even though it feels like you're chatting with something alive, you're actually talking to a predictive engine. There's no consciousness behind the screen, just code doing exactly what it was trained to do. But the illusion is convincing, and that's part of what makes it so powerful. And a little creepy. Final thoughts. The next time you ask a question to an AI, remember, You're triggering a high-speed, high-power cascade of computational wizardry. It may feel simple, but behind that screen is an orchestra of tech working in perfect harmony to make it seem effortless. And now you know what's really happening behind the scenes. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-opening content every week. And let us know in the comments, what would you ask an AI if there were no limits?